Ben, what brought you to Los Angeles?
Oh boy. Okay, so I was working this job as a salesman. I was working for a company called Fairpoint Communications, and it's your typical turn and burn middle management job. And I was selling phone service to businesses. And as time went on, I started to have this realization that, like, this is it. This is what you do. You get out of college, get that job. They promise you middle management. You hate life, and you don't make any money. It wasn't a good paying sales job. It was one of those, entry level out of college jobs. And so I was working a lot of hours, unhappy, and I'd been working on a movie script with some friends, and they said, hey, let's go out and try to sell it. And I didn't know anything about movies or how to sell one, but I think that I just wanted to get out there and do something different. I thought this was my one shot to do something different because, Connecticut wasn't going to fall into the ocean. At least I don't think so. Al Gore might disagree with me, but I thought, let's go for it. We can always go home. So I came out to LA, and that's where it began.
As a child, did you have aspirations to be in the entertainment industry, or were you hoping for the normal white picket fence and the safe life?
It's funny. You'd ask it like that. When I was in the 4th grade, I remember falling in love with radio. I was listening to this Bon Jovi song, and I wanted to hear it again, and so the thing was Living on a Prayer. And so I kept calling up Q105 in Groton. Nobody would play my damn song. I started getting pissy with the DJs. There's one guy, his name was Tom Timmons, and I'll always remember his name because I just thought he was the coolest guy in the world. He was probably miserable making minimum wage, but to a kid who's in the 4th grade, it seemed like the coolest thing in the world. And Tom Timmons played my song, and he played it for me, and I had this old boom box with one tape deck, one speaker, plays in mono, and I waited for it, and I didn't even know the beginning of the song because all the DJs talk too much. They talk over the beginning of the song, and my brother overheard. He said, "That's the beginning of the song," and I recorded it, and I just thought that was the coolest thing, and I wanted to be a DJ. So my initial dream job was be a DJ on the radio. But as I got older, I figured I would do some kind of a corporate job, and I did have this white picket fence fantasy that you're talking about. My senior will said something about I want to live in a small town and marry a nice conservative girl, and very Americana. And I even remember when I was a junior in high school getting in an argument with this girl who made the argument that you had to go to live to the city. You had to go to the city, live there, because that's where you would see all these different ethnicities and cultures, and that was superior to this small town living. And I remember arguing with her, and I specifically referenced Los Angeles and said, I will never live there. So much for that. Because I've been out here since 2000 and never contemplated going back.
Do you remember that day that you drove into LA?
I remember the 6 days, because it was a long drive. I remember vaguely, I don't know if this means anything, the 210 freeway. It was at night. We had come from Phoenix, so it was the last leg of a long journey, and it was a pretty easy one. The thing that I remember most about that first night was getting to the apartment with my 3 friends, and then realizing that the damn place had no refrigerator. That was one of those moments where they got to see me get angry. I was just pissed. Who rents an apartment with no refrigerator? Had a washer and dryer though. No refrigerator. Then on top of it, they wouldn't accept our check. Said, no, it's got to be a cashier's check. It's like, what do you think I'm going to, screw you out of your money? What am I going to do, go back? But now that I'm older, I understand the whole concept of how hard it is to evict somebody. You get a squatter in your house, and you can't get them out for 6 months because the laws are designed to protect criminals. But at the time, I didn't know that. This was insane. So then we had to go and stay in some motel, the Vagabond Inn. That was fun, yeah. And one of the guys didn't want to pay for one more night, so we slept out in the truck, and it was just unpleasant. But yeah, I remember my first night. That was my first night in LA.